you did the reading, you timed yourself, gave yourself 45 seconds, then covered it up, didn't look at it, played the conversation, took notes on what the man said, what the woman said, and then you timed your response. Okay, remember on this one you have 30 seconds of preparation time and you have 60 seconds of speaking time. Okay, in week 1 we worked on questions 1 and 2, the 2 independent tasks. Those were much different. You only had 15 seconds of prep time, 45 seconds to speak. Okay, so everything from here on out to number 6, you will have the full minute, 60 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to try to take you through at least 2 of these tasks from start to finish, which means I'm going to think aloud and tell you what I'm thinking. I'm going to type my notes. I'm going to deliver my response, everything. Okay, so let me clear my whiteboard for a second. Let me get my whiteboard tools. I will need a little bit of a text box here. Okay, I'm going to make the letters a little larger. So I'm just going to leave a little space for reading notes, which I will type here, and then I will also do my listening notes. And I'm going to model this the exact same way that I would like you to do it. Or I shouldn't say that. The exact same way that I am showing you one way of doing it. I don't want to be too heavy-handed and say you must do it my way, because there are many ways and many different styles and patterns in which to deliver it. However, I think patterns are good. When you take this test, you're going to be nervous. So if you have a nice familiar pattern to fall back on, and you've practiced several number 3s, even though this is a brand new topic, I think you can, apply your pattern and do a good job. Now when I say pattern, it's not word for word, so rigid that it just sounds like you're reading a script. Okay? It still is going to be new, and it's going to take a lot of flexibility as well as, English proficiency to pull it off. But I think you have that. So if we can get you the practice and help you to build either your own pattern or share mine, I think you'll be in good shape. Okay? All right, let's start with the reading on page 464. It's more of a chart than an actual paragraph, but I'm still going to model exactly what I said. I'm going to demonstrate that. I will go through the reading, and then I will type a couple of notes of what I think might be important. So I'm going to set my clock, and I'm going to start that now. Summer internship companies. Okay. Okay. Private. Okay. Okay. I still have about 5 to 10 seconds. As a native speaker, I can get through this pretty quickly. Also, it's slightly unrealistic because I've done these before, so I'm already kind of expecting. What I did is I scanned it very quickly. The part about the date and the location, completely arbitrary. Remember, we've made that distinction before between what is arbitrary and what is significant. Let me ask you, do you really think it matters whether this is being held on May 11th or May 26th or August 9th or March 23rd? Does it make any difference? No. It's 100% arbitrary. You could just pull a random date out of a hat on a slip of paper. It makes no difference. They're just making it up. Leroy Dodd Student Center, does it matter? Could it be Abraham Lincoln Student Center? Could it be George W.? No, I don't think so. Could it be George Washington Student Center? Yes, of course it could be. Okay? Totally arbitrary. Okay, the only material that's really important is the title, that this is for a summer internship fair. So it's not a job fair. It's not for students who are graduating and going out into the workforce. It's for students to do an internship over the summer, okay, when they're not going to school and taking classes. Okay? Traditionally, in America at least, in a semester system, students would go to school the fall and the spring, and then they would have the summer off, unless they're taking some special summer classes. Okay, So there are going to be a lot of representatives there from many companies. There will be both private and public, private and government groups there. And there will be internships, so paid, as well as unpaid, volunteer opportunities. Okay, that's about it. I don't want to carry too much. It's kind of like you're going on a trip. You know, you only want to put a few things in the suitcase, especially if you're going to be bringing back a lot of souvenirs. And we are going to be bringing back some souvenirs because we know that we're going to get more from the listening than we got from the reading. And out of the 60 seconds, I'm probably only going to spend about 20 seconds summarizing this reading, but I'm going to spend 35 seconds or more on the listening, almost twice as much, or at least 1.5 times as much. So I'm going to leave more room for the notes from the conversation. Okay. Normally I draw a line down the center, man, woman, jot down notes, back and forth. At some point I can usually guess pretty easily which of these is going to be the focal point for the question, either the man or the woman. The one who seems to have the strong opinion and gives multiple reasons for her or his opinion. Okay, I'm going to start this track 5 now, CD8 track 5. I'm just going to have to push it ahead a little bit to task B.
17.2. Task A. Sleeping.
Just give me a little time here.
Going to this internship fair.
Okay,
What are you doing?
Here we go. The woman is just starting. She's saying, what are you doing this weekend? So I need to put the book down for a moment and get ready to, I will type my notes instead of writing my notes. Let's make sure my cursor's there. Okay, here we go.
This weekend.
I think I'm going to this internship fair on Saturday.
You're going to that? Why? You want to spend your summer doing volunteer work?
No, but these aren't all volunteer positions. Some of them are internships. Most internships are paid positions.
Yeah, but I bet you don't get paid much.
I don't know. My sister was an intern at an advertising agency. She was paid pretty well. And besides, being an intern, it's good experience. It looks good on your resume, especially if you find a position in your own field. My sister found a job at a New York ad agency right after she graduated, mainly because she had that experience as an intern.
Well, I've already found a summer job. I'm going to be working as a lifeguard again at Gold Beach. I admit, it doesn't look that great on my resume, but it's a lot of fun.
Okay, now normally on the real test at this point we would hear the question. Okay, however, for some reason the Thompson book splits it off. The actual question is in exercise 17.3, so turn to page 468. 468 has all 4 questions, A, B, C, and D. It says the man expresses his opinion of the summer internship fair. State his opinion and explain the reasons he gives for having that opinion. So just to review, many times students ask, well, what about the woman? She has an opinion, sure, but they didn't ask us about the woman's opinion. This time they asked about the man. So I only need to focus on the man's opinion, the reasons he has that opinion, and of course also, even though it doesn't say it explicitly, I have to explain a little bit about the reading. Because if I say the man is excited about the summer internship fair, I have to explain what is the summer internship fair. It's hard to say somebody is excited about a proposal or a plan when you don't explain the plan. So that is really assumed. Okay, in all of these it's assumed that you're going to give at least a little foundation somewhere from the reading in addition to explaining the man's or woman's opinion, in addition to explaining the reasons why. And usually there are 3 or 4 reasons why the man or woman would have that opinion. In this case, I think we can see we have some really good reasons. So some of these internships pay well. It looks good on a resume, especially if it's in your own field. Sister got a job at a New York ad agency specifically because of her internship. Okay,